think I've actually figured out why I love this new Siege mode in Space Marine 2 so goddamn much. And I don't know if it'll make sense to some of you watching this video, but basically what I realised is it's actually extremely similar to the multiplayer mode from Mass Effect 3 in a lot of ways. I love the hell out of that mode, played so goddamn much of it. So what do I mean by that? Let's break this down a wee bit and see how it stacks up. So first of all, we've got multiple different classes and ways to play the game how you want to play it. In the Mass Effect games, for example, you had so many different classes to choose from, which all had unique playstyles. On top of that, you also had customization for the classes, as well as choosing the weapons you want to use, and customizing them as well. Just to name a few classes, for example, the Krogan Vanguard, the Human Infiltrator, Turian Engineer, and Asari Adept. There was way more than that. I think there was probably well over 50 classes, just from memory. Space Marine 2 has all of this as well, despite a few differences. Obviously there's no races, you just play as a Space Marine, and there's only 6 classes, so we've got Tactical, Assault, Bulwark, Vanguard, Sniper and Heavy currently. Obviously because it is just Space Marines, you don't have that kind of option to play as a different race, but what you do have is all the customization that we mentioned. So you can customise your weapons, you can customise the gear that you wear, you can customise your skills. There's awesome progression paths by levelling the classes up, exactly how it worked in Mass Effect multiplayer as well. And you can also prestige the classes for some extra flair as well, which is again is another similarity and something that makes it pretty damn awesome. The core design. At the core design level, the mode is the exact same. Wave-based defense mode with objectives every so often, and a wide variety of enemies that are attacking you and trying to stop you from completing the objective, as well as frequent boss-like enemies. In Mass Effect mode, there was an objective or boss wave every 3 waves. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, and you had to extract at wave 10, I believe, so you had 3 objective waves and then an extraction. Space Marine 2 follows a similar format, but the boss waves are every 5, and the bosses seem to be much more substantial encounters from what I've seen so far, compared to Mass Effect, which just flung larger groups of strong enemies at you. This kind of gameplay loop creates amazing and intense moments that add so much opportunity for replayability, which is our next point to discuss. Insane replayability. So this one kind of goes without saying, there are a few kind of key factors that makes it so replayable. Each time you load in, it will be a completely different encounter, you'll be in a different location, potentially against a different faction. You yourself will probably be playing a different class, or you'll be a stronger version of your class if you completed it before or got so far before. You might have different weapons, you might have different brothers that are fighting alongside you, and you can also have the different factions in different orders. Like sometimes it'll be Tyranids at the start and sometimes it'll be the Chaos Marines. And it could actually vary even more if they choose to add another faction, but I don't know the likelihood of that one because it is quite complicated to add another faction. Room for expansion. So there's so much potential here for expansion of the mode. Obviously it's kind of brand new, it's just came out, but to keep the gameplay fresh, as we just mentioned, there could be new factions added. But if that is too much of an undertaking or not something that they're planning on doing or willing to do, they could add like new enemies, for instance, ones that we've not seen before. I think I have seen a new few enemies since I came back to try this game again. They could also add like mutated versions of enemies, or maybe even mutators to the mode based on how it works or what happens to the enemies when they die, things like that, just to keep it interesting. There's also the option of adding new classes as well, or new guns. Although I'm not sure how likely it is that they would add new guns, but that would be absolutely fantastic to see. Good thing that I read actually while I was editing this video, I saw an article pop up which said basically that they are actually planning on adding a new class. I didn't think they were going to do that, so it's actually really cool to see. So the class in question is the Tech Marine, which is basically a Space Marine with Adeptus Mechanicus traits. So they are a tech specialist essentially, so they'll have like a, I think it's a shoulder mounted cannon that they mentioned that they would have. So obviously that will be like the main skill, I guess, will be shoulder cannon, and you'll be able to customise that and level up as you do with the other classes. They also mentioned that the power axe is coming as a new melee weapon. And not relating to this mode at all, they did mention that there's a new PvP mode as well. This was all supposed to happen in Update 9. Update 9 has been delayed. I think this is Update 8 that we're on at the moment. But all of this content that I've just mentioned here is supposed to be coming in Update 10. So hopefully we don't have to wait too much longer for that one. But hella excited to see a new class of Tech Marine. That sounds pretty goddamn badass. Epic team play. So the teamwork and cooperation in this mode is just bloody intense and goddamn fantastic. Quite a few of the matches I've played so far have just been with strangers or randomers online. You're still able to work amazingly well as a team, even without voice comms. This is obviously much better if you do play with your friends or your squad mates, as you can clearly communicate over voice and strategize a brutal and deadly combination to repel all the heretics. Teamwork is just outstanding, and there's so many great combinations that you can do with the classes, and they benefit each other with the team perks. You can just create so many combos that will just absolutely destroy the enemies. And in conclusion, so this mode, I think this is honestly easily probably one of the best updates that they've done to this game, without a shadow of a doubt. It's so much fun, especially with friends, and if you've not checked it out yet, then now is the time to do that. It's free for all players, I mentioned that in the previous video, and you can get on it right now and give it a bash. Let me know your thoughts on what we discussed here down in the comments. Have you tried it yet? What do you think? Why have you not tried it? Anything at all, comment down below. But that'll do it for this video. Very much looking forward to seeing what they do with this mode going forward. And thanks very much for watching, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next one.